people of Las Perlas del Mar. We are here at the 74 in Victoria, where the immigration officers are, protesting against the detention of Alvaro Orozco. We have some people for interview, and please stay with us for you to know what is going on with Alvaro Orozco, who was denying the refugee status because he didn't look gay enough. Check that out, and also we want more judges that doesn't think in that homophobic way. So that's why we are here protesting against his detention. Stay with us.
Keep in touch, go to the Facebook group, Let Alvaro Stay, and let's continue to build this movement.
Woo!
Lots of cameras and photos today, so load up your photos, load up your pictures, those all matter, right? We need to document this. We're going to send some video, hopefully, to some of the major news stations, and hopefully they'll cover that as well. Okay, thank you very much, everybody, and let's disperse in groups so that nobody else gets randomly ID'd.
We are rallying and showing a wave of support for Alvaro Orozco, who is continuing to sit in detention, waiting a decision by Immigration Canada about whether or not he'll be deported. He has a humanitarian and compassionate application in the works, and we are here demanding that Jason Kenney, the immigration minister, who has the power to reverse, to give Alvaro status here in Canada, we are demanding that he give Alvaro that status.
Is illegal to have him detention? Is illegal to have him detained while his humanitarian compassion application is going on?
It is immoral. I don't know if it's illegal. It is absolutely immoral. And but unfortunately, I don't believe Alvaro is the first person to be held under these conditions. And the minister and Immigration Canada knows that if he is deported, his ability to pursue that agency application will be, it just won't be able to happen. And so we need him to be here in Canada. We need a positive decision about that application. And we need him back in the community doing the amazing work that he does with young people, within the queer community, and with young artists. And that's where he belongs, and that's where he needs to stay.
Well, let's just hope that this isn't a sign of things to come over the next 4 years of conservatism. If so, this is just the beginning of people rising up and saying their piece to make sure that people aren't deported wrongly.
So we understand that Alvaro was denying the refugee status because he didn't look gay enough.
Exactly.
What do you think about that?
It's absolutely horrendous, and politically we're calling for actual rules and guidelines to be set out as to how people are defined gay or not, and have actual rules set in place, so people can't just be deported because of some homophobe sitting in an office in Calgary somewhere or Ottawa somewhere.
Hello, I'm Alex Flores from Las Perlas del Mar. We are here with Craig from No One Is Illegal. This organization is organizing these events to demand the liberation of Alvaro Orozco. Hello, Craig. What can you tell us about what's going on with Alvaro?
So, our most recent reports are essentially that Alvaro faces imminent deportation. 2 weeks ago, he was picked up, randomly identified by Toronto police for no reason other than he was walking on the street around Ossington Station. They asked for his papers, and he didn't have them. And so they called immigration enforcement, and he was put in detention. He's been in detention now for 10 days, and he's facing deportation at any time. They're waiting for his passport. As probably people know, Alvaro was made famous in 2007 when it was revealed that an immigration and refugee board member determined that he did not look gay enough to win refugee status. And since that time, a number of appeals to the government have failed to reverse that decision.
So is that legal for the police just to go randomly and pick anybody that looks Latino or black or whatever?
To my understanding, there's no law that we have like Arizona where they can just randomly search people. But it seems to be an increasing thing. We've seen this in 2005 when Wendy Maxwell, a Costa Rican migrant, was picked up at International Women's Day at Ryerson University, where private security tipped off Toronto police and came and picked him up. And on December 23rd, we saw again Daniel Garcia, who also a Latino person, picked up randomly by Toronto police there, and then Alvaro just last week. So we see this as a recurring and troubling trend amongst the police force to essentially what we think is illegally pick him up and to give him over to immigration enforcement. And this is something that we fought for many years to have a don't ask policy at the Toronto police. And now not only are they ignoring that policy, but they're going further and they're doing essentially random ID and immigration IDs. Well, it's the question that we all have to ask is essentially that who gave Toronto police this type of authority to randomly pick people up? Alvaro was doing nothing illegal, and he was randomly asked for identification by the Toronto police. And we're hearing more and more stories of this happening. And so people need to begin to question the police force and need to begin a movement to force the police force to stop doing this, because this is a complete affront to any rights or liberties that we have.
And now, what is coming with Alvaro? Where are we standing now?
Well, Alvaro has a humanitarian and compassionate application in the system. For the humanitarian and compassionate to be successful, it requires that he show establishment in the community.
Which he has.
Which we believe he has, right? He's had that application in. We received word in October that application would be determined sometime in April or May of this year, which is around the time where he was picked up, and we don't think that's a coincidence. So obviously, we want to build enough public show of support to show that not only does he have this humanitarian compassion application, but people are willing to come out on the streets time and time again to say that we want Alvaro back, that he's a member of our community, and that nobody should be deported.
Well, thank you very much, Craig. We're going to be paying attention in Las Perlas del Mar with all this news, and we cannot let the police continue to overpower their power against the citizens of the world who the most needed to be here in Toronto and a safe place for gay people, for gay and lesbians. Thank you, Craig.
Thank you so much.